Well, welcome back for She Said, and today we welcome Kate.
Hey, excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
We're so glad you're here for She Said. Yeah. Okay, we often talk on here about kids. We talk about how sometimes some kids think that they're entitled to things because maybe they've played on a sports team, they've participated, and they've gotten a trophy for just merely playing on that team, despite the fact that the team may not have had a winning record or what have you. There's participation trophies.
Right.
Well, one family in New York says they want their kids to learn real life. They want them to learn that you reap what you sow, and that includes with their allowance. This may be the best allowance system I have ever heard about, and I'm kind of bummed I didn't come up with it when my girls were little. In a Facebook post, the father let his son tell all about how he gets his allowance. They do chores, and the child writes, "Every week I get $1 for allowance. Then I get to choose the section, the jar, where I put my dollar. There are 4 of them: spend, save, donate, invest." And he means it when he says invest, because he earns 2 pennies for every dollar that he has in his invest jar by the end of the month. So he's learning how to grow his money, how to spend it, and the importance of giving to others. By that I mean, he posted with his dad, "I used to have more money in my spend jar, but I took some money out and put it in my donate section because we use that to buy food for people who don't have that much money in their spend section at their homes."
So for every dollar he saves, he gets 2 cents return investment.
At the end of each week. Yes.
That's better than my mutual funds.
Like, man,
can I sign up for his? No, but don't you think that's a great idea?
Yeah.
And so spend, save, invest, that's,
and donate.
And donate.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, he said that he's only taken money out of his spend jar twice to buy things that he's wanted.
That's big for a kid. And I think investing is really neat for kids to learn early, because a lot of people don't learn that until later in life. So I think that's great.
That's a good thing. Here's my only quandary with this, Cindy. The parents have to keep doing it. That's always the, it's like you set up this you have these ambitions, these goals, and then it's like, oh yeah, I forgot to give them their allowance. I forgot, That's where it's kind of like the parents have to keep it up.
Yeah, but if they're used to giving an allowance, which they have a chart that they do, and they check off each week, each day of the week that they've done this, and then they get their dollar.
Yeah.
Now, when they get older, I mean, he's like, 7 years old now.
Right.
When they get older, will they want more money?
Right, raise
doing
that up.
Yeah, they will. Yes, they will. There's no doubt about that. Okay, communication. That's what we all do each and every day, right? We could be doing it better. We all know that. Let's take a look at 8 ways to improve how you communicate. Constantly interrupting. We should stop doing that. Hey. Multitasking. We need to put down our smartphones when we're talking to people. People deserve our undivided attention. By the way, I'm guilty of all 8 of these. Every single one of them I'm guilty of. We should stop using qualifiers.
But Melissa, I was, but
don't take this personally, but this might be a bad idea, but, or I know what you're thinking, but they can come off as condescending in conversation. We don't mean them that way, but they can come off that way. Here's one I do all the time, equating your experience. So somebody's telling you what happened, let the other person share what's happening. Just listen. We don't have to always tell the other person what we're doing. We may try to be showing empathy by doing that, but instead, somebody just wants to share their story.
I get where you come from. I've been there.
Yeah. But again, we're trying to be empathetic. See? Did you get that? Good job, Cindy. Floundering. Be clear. Be concise. Here's one I think where more and more of us are having problems with. Stop avoiding direct contact. Talk to the person when you can. So many times we text a person, we email a person, when we could easily go to them and look eye to eye and communicate. Waiting instead of listening. You're just waiting for your turn to talk. Big difference between waiting instead of listening. We want to be an active listener. A good way to do that is to ask questions and then try to avoid filler words. Those are 8 things, though. I really think most of us, every one of those, we have problems with.
I like talking on the phone too, because over text you can say so much more that you would not say on the phone. I think it's important. So,
yes.
Those are great.
And oftentimes in texting, isn't it where somebody says something to you and you're like, wait, how'd they mean that?
Yeah. If you use like the letter K, I'm like, oh, they're mad. But really they just mean like, okay.
Really, it was just, no, K, that's all good.
Cool, yeah.
K.
And then I have like anxiety for the rest of the day.
No,
No anxiety here. No anxiety
Yeah,
here.
you
As
know.
she said, we're just having fun. We're just having fun. Yes.
Hey, well, some people never grow up. In fact, some adults still go to their pediatrician when they don't feel so well. A 26-year-old med student says she plans to see her pediatrician until she turns 29. That pediatrician admitted he had one other patient who was older than that med student. A few research centers had a poll last month showing more young adults are living with their parents. So still seeing your pediatrician doesn't seem so strange. While many young adults use the emergency room as their main form of health care, some pediatricians see keeping older patients as a way to keep them in the healthcare system. I have a confession, and I'm going to tell you, I saw my pediatrician until I was 25. I love her. And let's think about this. When you switch doctors, you don't get a sticker for a shot. You don't get a high five.
That is true.
You don't get the toy box.
That's right.
Are there no suckers at my gynecologist's office? I'm trying to think.
No.
They should do that, you know?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and I'm finding this because I have 2 teenagers right now that are in that. They don't, at my daughter's pediatrician, they boot them out at 17, 18.
Okay.
They're done. No more. But the fact of the matter is, most general practitioners do not take them until after they're 18. So when they're 17 and getting ready to turn 18, they're too old for the pediatrician. They're in the never land. And I have had this. Urgent care has seen us quite frequently because they're in that in between. And I've talked to a lot of people about
You
that.
can go to mine.
Pediatrician,
She's wide
25
open.
over here.
I walk in, literally, I go to the desk and they're like, "Where's your kid?" I'm like, "Oh, it's me."
No, it's
okay.
The Academy of Pediatrics, the age technically is 21.
Okay.
So 21 is the magic number when we are adults in all ways.
Yes.
Sure. So they say.
Oh, that's interesting though. Yeah. So I would like to see my pediatrician again. He
They're
was
so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Rachael Ray is coming up next. We're gonna have a life-size game of rock, paper, scissors.
What?
I can't wait to see
Life
this.
size?
It's huge.
Wow.
Huge.
This
That's
should
all
be
I'm gonna say.
interesting.
Huge.
Life size. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. So much fun.